Hey, Hope+Elim, it's Pastor John here with this week's e-news. Hey, I want to ask you a question today. How are you doing? Really? Not necessarily the quick answer you would give people or what you do for a living or what your week has been like, but how are you really doing underneath the surface? There's things that people know about us, and then there's the real us. And another way of asking that is, how's your heart? A lot of people don't go to that level. We tend to stay on the surface level in our relationships and our conversations, but how is your heart today? How are you really doing? Turns out God cares a lot about the heart, even if we don't like to think about how we're doing emotionally or under the surface or what's going on really in our lives. God cares about the heart a lot. In fact, in Proverbs 4:23, that we're encouraged to guard our heart above all else. Now there's a staggering thought. Above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. Everything flows from it. God cares about the heart. 1 Samuel, God is talking about David being a man after his own heart, and we hear that God's heart for us is, humans look at outward appearance, but it's the Lord who looks at the heart. Turns out who we are and how we're doing underneath it all, underneath the surface, is a big deal to God. And it just so happens that this season of Lent that we're in, these 40 days leading up to Easter, is all about the heart, how we're doing. God wants us to get our hearts in a right place as we prepare for his resurrection on Easter. So I'll ask you again, how are you doing today, really? How's your heart this Lent season? And maybe a great question to ask yourself these days as we get ready for Holy Week and Easter is, what are the things that I could do that would help my heart, that would help my heart get in a right place before the Lord? Maybe for some of you, it's prayer. We kicked off a new class called The Circle Maker this last Wednesday, and it was awesome. Over 50 people gathered in the Commons to take a deeper look at their prayer life and what God has to say about that. All these things are issues of the heart. Another way of getting your heart in the right place is getting your eyes off of yourselves and looking to the needs of others. You might be wondering why I'm holding this. Well, this Sunday is Communion Sunday, and we have a great opportunity to serve communion this Sunday. And a lot of you think, well, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. It's very, very simple, and it's very, very powerful, this opportunity that we have to connect with each other face to face. We'll train you, we'll give you the tools that you need, and we would encourage you to sign up and get connected for that this Sunday, to be one of those people that serves communion. Maybe it's worship. There's nothing that gets our heart in the right place better than worship. And we have a new start time on Wednesdays that we kicked off this last week. Moving forward, worship is going to start at 6:15 every Wednesday, and then of course our normal service times Sunday at 9 and 11 with breakfast in between. Maybe for you, it's inviting, it's sharing your faith, and we've got Holy Week coming up. We've got services on Monday, Thursday. On Thursday, we've got services for Good Friday, 2 services at noon and 6 on Good Friday, and then we're gonna have 4 Easter services on March 30th and 31st, so we're making plenty of room and opportunity for you to invite your friends. Get your heart in the right place and say, maybe this year for Easter, it's not just about me and my seat. It's about that friend, that neighbor, that coworker, that family member that just is waiting for an invitation. How does God want to get your heart in the right place this Lent season? This weekend, we're going to continue our series about the heart of God, and we're going to talk about God's heart for our hearts, how we're really doing on the inside. I can't wait to see you this weekend.